Shaquille O'Neal is adding on to the list of many endorsed products that he has taken a part of, and I'm going to go back in just a minute to some of my favorite Shaq endorsements. This time it is Krispy Kreme donuts. Krispy Kreme donuts, as you can see. Shaq, as quoted in saying he loves donuts.
They're so good.
Krispy Kreme donuts are terrific donuts in the first place. However, the reason why I want to do this clip is because Shaq has been involved in so many endorsements in the past that there's a top 50 list on SI.com, and he's taken part in over 180 product endorsements, right? Day by day, Shaq, as you've mentioned before, has been one of the best in terms of making his brand a business and his business into a brand. Like the Shaq brand, first of all, he's been one of the most best on-camera personalities we've had come out of the NBA, at least. You know, Blake Griffin's been doing it now. Blake Griffin's great on camera. He does it for Kia. He does it. You're in the zone. Isn't he in the Hoopers? Or is he not in the Hoopers?
No, he's not in the Hoopers.
He's not in the Hoopers.
But he does the Kia commercials.
The All-Star
He's
family.
Good. Yeah.
Mom, dad, grandpa, baby.
It's Kevin Garnett, Damian Lillard, Kevin Love, Chris Paul. Yeah, they're good.
DeAndre Jordan. That's the mom.
But yeah, you're right. This is the thing that everyone should know about Shaq. He spent his first $1 million in 30 minutes when he came into the NBA.
Really?
Yeah, and it was so irrational. I don't know what he spent it on, but this is him. This is his own story. He was so unaware of what it takes to like maintain your money.
Right.
So he quickly realized after that and the turmoil and everything that he faced, and he started to get all these bills. Like, because one of the things that is often is something that really pisses me off is that when people that are millionaires go broke. Like, I remember there was a story recently, it was like Nelly was getting people to download Getting Hot, and he had to bail him out from some sort of tax evasion or whatever, or some sort of tax penalty that he had to face. And whether or not he didn't have the money to pay it or not, you shouldn't have to rely on people that have spent their life listening and giving you that wealth to do it. So one thing that is always going to be essential is wealth management. Shaq encompasses wealth management. Ever since he did that, he has always reminded himself, and you watch any interview, he reminds himself that is just ridiculous, irrational spending. So what did he do? When he got to his fame and he got everything included, he studied. He's got a business degree.
Yeah.
He has a degree in business. He also has a degree. He also has
he's a doctor.
He's a doctorate, right? And he also is a police officer in his hometown. Like, he does all these crazy things that you don't often put forward when you've got an all-star basketball player. But he wants to learn more, and that's why the guy early on in his career put investment into Five Guys, and now he owns like 100 Five Guys all across the world.
Yeah, that's actually that's one of the sponsorships that's mentioned, or endorsements that's mentioned, because and he put the investment into it because he generally likes Five Guys burgers.
He's a smart
But
businessman.
it wasn't the burgers, I believe it was. He said it was the fries.
Ah, that's essential. That's what lets In-N-Out down at times.
Which, by the way, oh my God, if you took the Five Guys fries and put it with the In-N-Out burger and you made it yes, that's an idea.
I know where I'm going for lunch.
But Francis, it's not just the Five Guys and going back to school and being good with money management. It's the fact that you've done such amazing sponsorships like Shaq Fu, Shaq's own Kung Fu video game. This is my favorite all-time Shaq sponsorship. Please run the advertisement.
Shaquille O'Neal, a.k.a. Shaquito Bounty Hunter, enforcer of justice, left hand, right hand, register, lethal weapon, right foot, left foot, size 20, register lethal weapon. This is your target.
Introducing Shaq Fu, Kung Fu Shaq style. The Sega Genesis and Super NES.
Kung Fu Shaq style. I'm not done though. Because you said before there was Five Guys, Shaq was a Burger King guy. Take a look.
Who is a man that can jam over any man? Shaq. Can you dig it? Who's the cat that wants sourdough, bacon, and all that? Shaq. I'm talking about Shaq Pack.
Then we can dig it.
The new Shaq Pack. Grilled sourdough bacon cheeseburger, crispy fries with free warm cheddar cheese dipping sauce, and a Coca-Cola classic. You gotta have a Shaq Pack, baby.
Shaq Pack. Also, what a great parody of the Isaac Hayes song.
I know.
Shaq. Who played Chef.
Do you know who? Oh yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. Do you know who like, so obviously we have a personal connection because he did something for TYT and Monster, which was
Well, that's
great.
number 20 on the SAI.com sponsorships list.
It is?
Yeah, number
Number
20.
20?
Monster speakers.
But the really funny thing about this is like we're all talking about his business side, but obviously it doesn't take much to get Shaq to endorse you because he's a smart businessman. He sees the dollar signs, he's going to do it. Do you ever remember when the whole conversation happened on NBA on TNT and it was him, Barkley, and they were going back and forth about whether or not they'd have to do what the teams are going to have to do and get their sponsors on their shirt, and like it threw over to Charles
Shaq,
Barkley,
yeah.
and he had a couple of things. It was like they were obviously giving him shit like Weight Watchers and something else. Then
Right.
it threw to Shaq. His whole body was covered.
in-
There's no room for anything. He looked like a Formula One jersey where they just have everything on it because he's covered in it. But the guy's smart. He's obviously his bank account. I think his estimated worth is a ridiculous amount of money. I think it was something like he's worth a good 500, 600
like
million.
235 million Five Guys burgers.
Yes, and I want to go to Five Guys now that we've had this
Are there
discussion.
Five Guys in LA? So here's an honest statement. I can't believe I'm saying this because this might come as shocking to some. I've never been to Burger King. Not because I don't like
think it's
it.
shocking.
I've just always been a Wendy's or McDonald's person.
You have
Like,
such a plethora of options in the United
I've
States.
never had a Whopper. I just realized this
The only
a
time
second ago.
the only time I had Burger King was in Scotland. Like it was one of the go-tos, but we don't have Carl's Jr. We don't have In-N-Out. We don't have Five Guys is making its way now. There's one in the main city centre. We didn't have
the
Fat
main
Burger.
city centre of Glasgow in
yeah.
Scotland, right? Okay, you're
It's
saying
not the only
you're
city
saying
centre.
you're saying like the main city centre like of what?
Don't lie as if anyone
Of
would be
LA,
outraged.
San Francisco, like no, of Scotland.
Don't
of
lie as
Glasgow,
if anyone
Scotland.
would be in there being like, oh, does he mean Glasgow or Edinburgh? Everyone thinks there's just one city centre in Scotland. People think Scotland's just a city the size of this room. Whereas like just one little centre in the middle, and people are like, I'm going to go there and get my sheep
And
burger.
that's where the Five Guys.
So I'm going to go and get it. So yeah, I didn't have the options.
They have a blockbuster with only one movie. Pay for it.
I didn't have the large variety of burgers that you happen to get in the very unhealthy United States, where if you want to go and have a fast track to obesity, you've got 19 different options, and that's just in that street. Pick one.
Yeah, they're all in the city center. Comment below. Like, favorite, subscribe. Leave us your favorite Shaq endorsed product.
I like
Icy Hot was a big one for a long time.
I thought it was good, but I like. Did he not like? What was a recent one as well that was really
Like when he's
good?
doing the NBA and TNT, and that's not an endorsed product. It's just like TV gig. But
No,
he's
that's
doing
what- that was the other thing I was gonna
pieces
say.
with Shaqtus.
That was my favorite bit. I'm actually really surprised that he never ventured into movies more. I know he's made some cameos, but I thought he would have like actually made a specific career out of it.
Was he in Paul Blart or something like that? I thought it was.
Yeah, he was at the real peak of movies.
That's what gets the wrap-up sign. Is you mentioned Paul Blart Mall Cop and Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
PBS.
Hey,
MCM?
gentlemen, let's not forget the Shaquille O'Neal classic Shazam.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
He was in My Wife and Kids as well. The show.
All right, comment below.
PBMCMs.
We're out. The PBMCMs. We'll see you next time.